Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the show, and I'm here to talk about the final game of the American League Championship Series between the Toronto Blue Jays and the Seattle Mariners. And how about that ending, folks? And that 7th inning go-ahead 3-run home run by George Springer to send the Toronto Blue Jays to the World Series. And then Jeff Hoffman, they go he gets the final 3 outs of the game right there. Just unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. What a huge moment that was for George Springer, man. You know, he thought his playoffs could have been over when he got that hit by a pitch. And then a 3-run shot, a meatball by Buzardo, right down the middle of the plate, and George Springer crushes it. Another second, third, one out, 1-0, and you're like, you know, just get a hit here, single to tie the game, but he hits a 3-run homer to give him the lead. That was just a bad pitch right there by Buzardo, who's really been phenomenal throughout this postseason, and just the bullpen kind of collapsed there as well. So even Munoz gave those 2 hits, but gone to a jam, but they were lucky to get out of it. But I guess that's a little bit of karma for cheering for his injury. But man, that's just clutch right there. You gotta love postseason baseball. That was just a great moment. That'll be in the MLB best moments montage. But I feel for you Mariners fans out there, man. You're up 3-1, you know, you're feeling good, but then Brian, woo! First 2 runners reach. You know, the bunt to move the runners over. You bring in Buzardo, and you kind of feel good with Buzardo. You're like, you can maybe get a run here, but then you just a meatball right there. And the Mariners will remain the only team without a World Series appearance, a World Series appearance. You know, they took out George Kirby kind of early. I know you wanted to get him through like 4 innings, but the runs came in the 7th. He probably would have been out by then anyways. But I would have tried to leave him out there for a few more innings. But they were so close, but instead they kicked their fans in the nuts at the worst possible time. But I felt like the obsession kind of with Woo cost him the game. Like, Kirby was managing it fine. 4 innings, and he gave up that 1 run on the RBI single. Other than that, I thought he was fine. Would he have been out there for the 7th anyways? Probably not, but I would have wanted him to get through 6 innings and then go Spire, Brash, and then Munoz. Like, I know you wanted to get Woo through 3 innings, but I don't know. I might have put Buzardo, even I would have put Buzardo in a clean inning. But someone had to lose this game, and it might as well be the team used to losing more than anybody, I guess. But I might have even thought about putting Munoz in there and maybe in the 7th inning, but I don't know. I would have put somebody in there with a clean inning, not with runners on base. But that is what it is. You can't go back now. But let's go to the Toronto Blue Jays, man. You know, Shane Bieber, with his outing, it's kind of up and down. He goes 3.2 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. Gave up 7 hits, but only 2 runs. He struck out 5. He gave up that RBI single after the leadoff double. Julio double, a single by Naylor to drive him in. He gave up that solo homer to Julio Rodriguez. But he gave up 7 hits, but only 2 runs, you know, and 5 strikeouts. And then Louis Varland got out of the inning after his first walk of the game. So the bullpen was able to keep him in it, though. Varland, Dominguez, you had Kevin Gossman pitching inning, Chris Bassett. They were using everybody out of that damn bullpen that they could. And they were able to keep him in it. Their bullpen only gave up 1 hit the rest of the game. The Mariners got those 3 walks. One of them was intentional. They only got 1 hit and 3 walks the rest of the game, man. So, yeah, just kind of a pathetic effort from the offense after scoring early. I felt like the Mariners kind of relied on the home run. Like, they had that RBI single in the first inning. But then it was home run Julio, home run Cal Rayleigh, and that was it. I feel like the Blue Jays, they've hit homers as well, but they've been able just to not have to rely on the home run. Like, they've hit them. but they're not just relying on home runs. Like, they utilize the home runs and, like, singles, doubles, walks, shit like that. But credit to that bullpen tonight with Varland, Dominguez, Gossman, Bassett, and, Hoffman. Let's go to the Seattle Mariners. George Kirby, 4 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 walk. How many strikeouts? 3 strikeouts. Had to go back and look at it here. I thought he was pitching fine, man. And I felt they kind of took him out maybe an inning too early. I might have tried to get him through 5 innings. Maybe 5, 6 innings. I felt they took him out a little bit early. And he owns a 1.06 ERA, 2 earned runs in 17 innings, and 4 career potential series clinching and or elimination games. And I don't know, man. Maybe this will benefit the Mariners for next year. You guys, I feel like they belong in the playoffs. The experience will be valuable for all your players. Now they just need to build on it. But, man, the Mariners' mistake was taking George Kirby out because I thought he was dealing. I thought Bizzardo was the objectively correct call. Pitching to Springer was not the right decision. But taking out George Kirby, I don't know. I don't know. I felt it was a little bit too early. But let's go over these bullpens here. For the Blue Jays, first Louis Varland, 1.1 innings, 1 hit, 1 earned run, no walks, no strikeouts. He gave up that solo homer to Cal Rayleigh, but after that, calmed it down. Anthony Dominguez, 1 inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. Kevin Gossman, 1 inning, no hits, no runs, 3 walks, no strikeouts. He led that leadoff walk and then got a double play, intentional walk, and then I believe got a ground out to get out of the inning. Chris Bassett, 1 inning, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. No hits, no runs, no walks, and 1 strikeout. And then Jeff Hoffman, 1 inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, and 3 strikeouts for Hoffman. Strikeout there in the 9th inning to get her done. And before I get to the Mariners bullpen, Vladdy was named the ALCS MVP. Rightfully so. He's been a beast this postseason. So let's go to the Mariners bullpen. Brian, 2.1 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts for Brian. He has some nasty stuff, but I really felt like the perfect pairing tonight would have been Bryce Miller piggybacking Brian. Has that heavy fastball down the zone. Miller has that runner at the top of the zone. 2 completely different looks. That would have been effective, and I don't know, man. They asked too much out of Brian Wu today, and the Mariners got burned. But congrats to Toronto for advancing. But I don't know if they pulled George Kirby too soon. And I don't know, man. Maybe they pulled Brian too soon, or they should have put somebody in there for a clean inning. But the moment was too big for Dan Wilson too soon. But it's not his fault either. He's learning in his 2nd year as manager. When he looks back on this series, he should realize that being up 2-0 changed his style and shouldn't have brought Brian Wu back out there for the 7th inning. Yeah, but I thought Brian Wu was pitching pretty good up until then. Bizzardo, 0.2 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, no walks, 1 strike. And Andres Munoz, 1 inning, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. Last time I'll get to say Munoz this season. For the Blue Jays, Springer, 1 for 3, a walk, 3 RBIs with the 3-run homer. A great moment right there from George Springer. You know that shit was going right off the bat. What a moment. Game 7. These games have really been blowouts. Tonight was the first close games, and it delivered in a Game 7. Lutz, 1 for 4. Vladdy, 1 for 4. Kirk, 1 for 4. Varsho, 2 for 1 RBI. Clement, 1 for 4. Barger, 1 for 3. Milwaukee started that rally with the leadoff walk-off of IKF was 1 for 4, got a single. Jimenez 1 for 1 and a walk, had a nice sacrifice bunt that put the runners on 2nd and 3rd. For the Seattle Mariners, Julio Rodriguez 2 for 5 and RBI with a solo homer. That dude was swinging at everything that last at bat. Cal Rayleigh 1 for 3 and walk and RBI with a solo homer. What a great year for Cal Rayleigh, man! Combined 65 homers in the regular season and playoffs. What a year, man, for Cal Rayleigh. I wanted to see the Mariners in the World Series, not because I hate Toronto or anything. I just kind of sad for Mariners fans, but I'm happy for the Blue Jays. Obviously, get to play my Dodgers. This should be a fun series. I think it's gonna go 6 or 7. 6-7. That's gonna be a hell of a series. Josh Naylor 1 for 3 and walking RBI. He had a great American League Championship Series as well. Polanco 1 for 4. Rosarena 1 for 4. Eugenio Suarez 1 for 4. J.P. Crawford 1 for 3. Rivas 0 for 4. Robles 0 for 1 and 2 walks, and Canzone 0 for 1. But Toronto wins this best of 7 series 4-3. The Mariners fall 3-4. Toronto had 10 hits, 4 runs, no errors, 1 in the first, 3 in the 7th, that 3-run homer. Seattle 8 hits, 3 runs, no errors, 1 in the first, 1 in the third, 1 in the 5th, 8 hits, 3 runs. Scoring summary: top of the first, Naylor singles to right, Julio Rodriguez scores. Bottom of the first, Varsho singles to tie the game. Top of the third, Julio homers. Top of the 5th, Rayleigh homers. But then bottom of the 7th, Springer with a 3-run home run to win it. So, congratulations, Blue Jays, going to the World Series. Dodgers Blue Jays Friday. In Toronto, start of the World Series. Should be a fun, really fun series, man. You know, the job's not finished yet because it's Vladdy heading to his first World Series. Max Scherzer's going to the World Series with his 4th different team. Oilers Cup. Congratulations to your Toronto Blue Jays, sir, going to the World Series. Should be fun between our two teams here. But as for you Mariners fans, it was a great season, but man, 3-2, and they had 2 chances to get it done, and they couldn't do it. Now they got smashed in Game 6, and Game 7 just a heartbreaker. Here, but Blue Jays win 4-3, going to the World Series, so fun Game 7. That's really got to say here, 6-7. World Series Friday. So later this week, World Series. It was a great season for the Mariners. Cal Rayleigh, but it ends here. 4-3 Toronto. That's all to say. Leave a like, comment, subscribe for more. Peace.